Hello, beautiful Aries babes, Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. Welcome to your tarot reading. Let's do it. Oh, you got cards popping already. All right, we'll take it. Holy smokes. Aries, you about to be in a relationship. Single ladies card to the Two of Cups to the Knight of Cups. This is like moving forward on your path of love or moving forward on your love journey. All right, we're just going to let that message be and just like bask in that glorious energy. I do have to give you my spiel though, because it's how I roll here. I'm a responsible tarot reader, so that means you are being asked to come into this reading with an open heart and an open mind, a desire to learn something and better yourself. Do remember you are accountable and responsible for all your own actions and decisions. This is optional advice, guidance, and an energy check-in. That being said, let's have some fun, right? Let's set the intention to get you some clear, helpful, insightful messages. And lastly, if the messages that do come through don't resonate for you, please don't take them as yours. Trust that your intuition will separate what is meant for you and what is not. If it feels foreign or strange, assume it is going out to somebody else, and it may just resonate for you at a future time or date. All right, that's my spiel, Aries. That's the fastest I've ever done it. I can tell I'm in that Aries energy. Let's do it. So, past events. I'm going to assume this is kind of the theme of your reading here. And it doesn't have to be love. It could be some sort of connection. You know, money is a currency. It's an energy flow in itself. So sometimes when cups come through in terms of an offering, there could be a job offer on the way. You could have connected with someone, a future colleague. You could be networking. This could be someone. It's funny. It could be someone you met online, like LinkedIn or whatever, or connected with. But here's the thing. With earthy energy to the Two of Cups, you're actually meeting in person. And it may be a very casual meet, like, hey, let's grab coffee and like I can help you with your resume, or hey, let's meet up and talk about this position. Like we haven't posted it yet, but I do, like, you know, it's sort of like I want to keep you warm and you know, keep you in mind for the job. They think you're a badass. I think they think you're highly qualified. If that's the case, I also think that there's something very unique and different about you and a little bit bold, and it strikes out. It's a little bit challenging, and it's something that this person or this company or this whatever opportunity, they really want that because they know that they need to shake it up and change things up, and you seem to fit the bill really well there. All right, here we go. So, card coming for the past, the Eight of Cups. So you had to walk away from something in order to embrace something so much better, so much more in alignment for you. The Eight of Cups can be emotional detachment in terms of, Eight of Cups their ass, I'm over it. But, and that, I'll be honest, that's the traditional meaning of the Eight of Cups, you know, to me as a reader, right? It's the moving on card. That being said, I mean, there's so much more to it than that. Ultimately, it's Saturn and Pisces. So something where you want this to be this free-flowing, lovey-dovey, you know, we're all God's children, you know, that's Pisces energy, spirituality, all those good things, the happy, fun, wish fulfillment, joy stuff. Saturn is being placed upon those ideas. So with Saturn, it can be opposition, it can be challenge, it can be struggle, it can be constriction, it can be conformity, but it can also be, you know what, if you want this, you're going to have to roll up your sleeves and work for it. Saturn doesn't say no, it says not right now. And so that's important. Sometimes we have to put things on pause and revisit them when we have more time to put effort and you know, our whole being into it, the blood, sweat, and tears that requires anything to, you know, thrive and grow long term, right? Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. It's an earthy sign, right? So it's not about overnight Cinderella stories. And that can be challenging for Aries, right? Because you tend to like, you know, some Aries, I don't want to stereotype, but, you know, Aries are the initiator, they're the start, they're the first spark, they're the fire. You know, they're ruled by Mars, so it's fast, it's hot, it's quick, it's sexy, it's passionate, but it's like, we don't want to get bogged down with the timelines. Like, let's just effing do it already. So there's an interesting balance here coming into your reading. The reason I mention that is because for some of you, it's not about walking away entirely. It's about pushing pause and needing to revisit something when, again, you have more time, space, energy to immerse yourself in that energy again and do it right. It's almost like, you know, it's like I don't have the capacity, I don't have the bandwidth to tend to this right now. So for some of you, it's a relationship. It was sort of like I'm hearing the word lackluster, but that's really not what I was trying to say, what I was going to go for. And maybe that resonates for some of you, lackluster, meaning like it lacked passion. That could be. I think you saw potential there, but you felt like you had to walk away, or you guys just weren't on the same page you know, they had to do with timing, like the timing wasn't right. So you may go off to pursue something else with another person, possibly a water sign, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces, possibly a Virgo, doesn't have to be. Or again, it could be just focusing on your money, focusing on your finances, and then knowing that when you're in a better spot financially, or just in a better spot feeling like your self-esteem, your self-worth is like firing on all cylinders. You're feeling good about yourself because of some major win. You might be more willing to get involved in a relationship that does require a little bit more effort because it's like you have more to offer now. Does that make sense to any of you? So what is the impact of this Eight of Cups? In fact, what is Aries walking away from here? Am I allowed to? The Seven of Swords. Yes, someone who didn't mean what they say, or say, what was that expression? Say what you mean and mean what you say. There was confusion. There was someone who was half in, half out. There was something that didn't respect your time or your energy. And so it's like you knew that you had to release this, even if, again, Piscean energy, it's like, I love you so much and I want this to work, but also Saturn is like, nah, it's not good enough though. So that's what I mean. The Seven of Swords is kind of the same energy, but in a more mental capacity. It's like, I want this, but I can't, and I love them, but I also don't, and I'm annoyed by this, but I want to make it work. Like it's on and off. It's hot and cold. So this could be someone that you had kind of an on again, off again situation with. It could be a romantic relationship where it's like it started as friends, then it got hot and heavy, and then it made the friendship weird, and like it's that type of energy. So then impacts of this, the Ace of Wands. All right, so yes, starting some sort of important new endeavor. Believe it or not, even if you're not feeling this way yet, something about this situation and the way things transpired, it actually empowered you in sort of a wake-up call, something that you needed to see about yourself, about your life, about your path, about who you are in life, in jobs, as an employee, as a boss, as a, in a relationship. It empowered you. I love the Ace of Wands. It's a beautiful new start. The aces are all about blessings. And with Ace of Wands, it's your element. It's fire. So it's action, it's energy, it's forward movement. It's trailblazing. It's breaking away. It's making new strides to make a difference, and being a source of light and empowerment, inspiration for others. So how is Aries currently feeling? The Seven of Pentacles. Contemplative. You're like, all right, well, if I do this, am I going to get the rewards from it? Is it worth the time and effort? So here's the thing. You have a lot of Saturn cards. These are both cards ruled by planet Saturn. And Saturn is the planet, as we discussed, of responsibility. You can't not show up when Saturn knocks at your door. Like, you have no choice. Saturn is like the tax collector, right? It's like, I don't want to do this, but, it's either like it's part of the system. It's the man. That's Saturn. That's government, right? Or Saturn is like, hey, boo, we got to talk. Like, you're lacking in this area, like a very necessary life skill, and we need to make you better. So it's like, Saturn talking to you, right? Saturn's like, I'm going to make you better, but like, it's not going to be easy. Like, I'm going to give you what you want, but I'm going to make you strong first. That's Saturn energy. So you have a lot of that going on. So some of you are feeling very tested and challenged at this point. But also this says Seven of Pentacles, like you're barely midway through. Like you're over the hump. But it's like you're not necessarily seeing the Ten of Pentacles, like you're not making it rain yet. But this is not a give up and quit to me card. This is like I think we just need to cater our expectations of the speed of this and the timeline, because Saturn is Saturn earthy energy, especially Capricorn. It's one of the slowest moving energies, and so that in itself, being an Aries, right? Mars ruled. I want things now. I want things fast. Let's meet the deadlines. Let's get it in before time. Whatever. There's something of value to learn to sort of let go of that need for speed, Top Gun, right? And knowing that sometimes good things really do take time and it'll be worth it in the end. Plans and ambitions. What's going on in Aries' mental sector? The head stuff. What are their plans, their ambitions? What are they thinking about currently? You also emotionally, you may not know how to feel about something right now, especially if it's this. You may have connected with someone, again, either romantically or about a job, and you didn't necessarily get the best vibe or impression from them. Or again, you expected them to be like, you're hired, kid, you have the job. And that's probably not how it happened, but you may be misreading the signs. It might be that like, yeah, let's talk about this position because, in the next month we're going to be hiring. That may have been like a broad general overview. So maybe like in the next 2 to 3 months they're hiring, but you're over here like, oh, I didn't get it. What the F? Like, blah, blah, blah. I would not jump to that conclusion because there's a beautiful offer coming to you. And it comes from a place of knowing or being in a deserving energy, knowing your value, knowing your worth. So mental sector, plans, Empress, love it. So you may be thinking about a Taurus or a Libra. You may be having to tie up loose ends with something regarding your family or a mothering type energy, a maternal energy. You may be having to plan or organize something for a mother or a grandparent or something like that. You may also be thinking about family plans and the future. I think you're definitely thinking about your money, financial security, a nest egg of sorts. Empress energy is badass energy. So I think a lot of you, it's like, you're in a space where you do, or you're going to, if you're not currently, I think it's, for most of you, I think you're in a space where you're feeling a lot more empowered and a lot more alive, and realizing that the world is your oyster. Like, the world is full of opportunities and abundance, and there's no reason why some of that can't be mine. That's sort of the energy I see you in, which I love, and I think that's true. I think you should lean into that with Empress energy. But because you're thinking those things of like, well, I feel good about myself, and like my resume is badass. You know, I got myself looking good. I got my hair cut. I got my nails done. You know, whatever it is, you're like, well, why am I feeling this way though? And for some of you, I'm hearing the word external validation. Knowing your worth only depends on you knowing it. It shouldn't have to do with anybody else and external validation and people telling you that you're good enough. You need to know that anyway. And the thing is, you kind of do. I think you just need to be reminded of that. But there is kind of, yeah, look at you, friggin' 10 of Cups at the bottom of the deck. It is going to be more than okay. Aries, you're just experiencing like a little dip, a little rut. Something maybe threw you off track. Maybe you got slapped with an extra responsibility, or again, family's calling on you and needing this. There's some sort of like, oh, I have to do this, but I don't want to. And that's impacting my sort of high vibration that I had going on. But honestly, I think that's important because you're learning to accept. You're learning to deal with both. It's not always going to be like the highs without the lows. It's not going to be, strikes and gutter balls and like, it's both. It's both. I always say peaks and valleys, strikes and gutters, right? It's both. And I think you have to exist in both and not let one sway you over the other. You kind of have to be that middleman. That's like Chariot energy, sitting between the light and the dark. So what is holding Aries back, please? What is holding Aries back? Responsibilities and options. So it's funny, I could read this a couple different ways, but the 10 of Wands, it's like you need to really ask yourself what battles are worth fighting for. Especially if it relates to this kind of previous scenario of an on-again, off-again scenario. Is it worth breaking your back and putting all the time and effort to make your life revolve around some person who isn't doing that for you? That's super duper important. Others of you, if this is work-related, again, I think there needs to be a healthy boundary of what is your job description, your role, versus what isn't. And, sometimes it's okay to take one for the team and accept an extra, task or responsibility if it's going to maybe progress your career, or, it's showing up for people with goodness in your heart, not necessarily doing it with expectation, but also where are you making things harder than they need to be? What battle are you so in it? You've kind of lost sight of it. It's like you've lost the forest from the trees. It's like, I think you're being asked, like, what is the ultimate goal here? It's sort of like being present and taking sort of a look around you and being like, is this what I want? Do I see a future in this? Or did I get so hell-bent on a certain outcome that hasn't manifested yet that if that doesn't manifest the way I want, it's going to completely shatter my dreams? There is some need to like check in with yourself. Where are you making things harder than they need to be? And also with this, where is there this great, and this is very Aries, this is cardinal energy, this is not just Aries, but where is this amazing energy and this enthusiasm, excitement to get a project up and running and off the ground, but then you very quickly lose interest in it? That may be a habit that you need to be aware of, that you tend to start things and not finish them. And here's what I'm going to tell you about that. Everybody does that, and it's okay to a certain extent, but again, where are you taking on too many of those things and not finishing them, where it's maybe, I'm almost wanting to use the word reputation, or it's looking like a spotty track record, or is it not dealing with something that actually needs to be dealt with? Are you a serial dater? Are you a player? Are you I'm going to start a relationship and then it's going to get hard and I'm going to peace out? So if that's the case, I'm going to tell you, you need to look at yourself and why you're doing that. Because hurt people, right? So, you kind of having, and I'm not saying this is all of you, I'm just giving it to you as an example of like, I want to be in love, I want to be in a relationship, but this is requiring way too much of my time and this person's codependent, so I'm going to peace out. I just think you need to have a better game plan or a better strategy and really ask yourself the reasons why. Is it because you're lonely? Is it because, I don't know. Others of you too, though, there's another message here where it's like, when things get hard, is it your gut impulse to peace out and be like, I'm better than this? And maybe the universe is asking you to actually roll up your sleeves and put in the effort, knowing that good things take time. So I hope that didn't confuse you, but there's a couple messages coming here with the Two of Pentacles. I see this as like always wanting or having the availability and the freedom to dip out if things get too hard. But also with that, where are you denying yourself the gift and of like these beautiful blessings that are coming into you that do require a little bit more effort and hard work and stamina and dedication and commitment. What will help Aries move forward? What is their best action or advice card? What do they need to embrace? How do they find their willpower? How to move forward? Action or advice for Aries? Thank you. That came right out. Two of Swords. Think it through. And I think this is important too because it's balancing things out with the Two of Swords. Balancing your emotions, not reacting on gut impulses or gut reactions. And it's Libra energy, which by default opposes Aries. So there could be something about an opponent coming through or a long-term contract, whether that's marriage or a business partnership. But it is saying we need to find internal balance to make decisions that are going to impact us externally, like long-term impacts. We need to, it's funny, you have a lot of twos, options, decisions, weighing things out. I think finding peace and calm and making decisions when you are at a good place to make them, again, versus feeling rushed or feeling irritated, feeling agitated. That's not the best energy that you should be in when you're making important life decisions in any capacity. Some of you may be contemplating if you want to go back to something from your past. Yeah, some of you may get an offer from a past person, or again, something to do with a mother or a maternal energy, a family dynamic, a sister. I'm not sure what that is, but there's something about it's pulling at your heartstrings. There's like a sentimental thing here, but it also may be impeding your growth to pursue something that would be good for you personally, for your career, for your romantic relationship. There's a balance between family responsibilities here and some sort of offer that's coming into you. And I will say with the page, it comes in slow. It's like a drip in the bucket adds up over time. And I think part of you're wanting to piece out on both because it's not happening fast enough, but like water energy, which is laced in this reading, or however you want to say it, it's slow, it's moving, it's meandering. Like it doesn't move the way fire does. You got to be in the flow. You got to be in the flow, Aries. I'm even like changing the way I speak to you because it's like I'm in that Aries energy of like, let's just read these cards. What's the message? But there's such like we got to exhale a little bit. We got to take in our scenery. We got to take in the environment. We got to be, we got to be awake to the clues and the intuitions and the signs that the universe is leaving for us. What is Aries' hopes and dreams and desires? Something about red hair is really sticking out to me here. And I mean, that might be significant for some of you. Who in your life has red hair? Hopes and dreams. That might be you, Aries. Fire babes. There's more red hair. I don't know why I'm getting that. I mean, I do. I see it, but like I'm being told to say it multiple times. All right. Hopes and dreams. King of Pentacles, Three of Swords, and Knight of Pentacles. All right. So Three of Swords, again, indicates some sort of imbalance, something that needs to be healed, something that needs to be repaired, possibly something in a family dynamic with the King of Pentacles, possibly something with a boss. Okay, some of you, especially in terms of work and career, you may have made like an impulsive decision to jump and leap to a different job. And I'm not saying this is true for all of you, but there may be some regrets there. So there could be a storyline where you end up meeting with like a former coworker of like, I'm just giving you a scenario. It's like, hey, we still haven't filled the role that you left, 3 months ago. Like we're still looking for the right person. And it's like maybe part of you wants to go back to that, but you would have to swallow your pride and ego and maybe, I don't know if it's admit fault, but maybe you have to have a difficult conversation of what was going on in your life at that time. And then I don't know, it's like, I'm not necessarily saying you have to apologize for yourself, but I do think there needs to be some transparency on what went down, on what transpired, quite literally, in order to heal something with a boss or a mentor or King of Pentacles is high energy. So someone who you see as above you, a superior, or someone who controls your finances, or again, someone who has some sort of quote unquote power over you, meaning like it could be a parental figure. And so for some of you, it may have to be a difficult conversation about breaking free from that unhealthy power dynamic. And if it doesn't have to do with money, it's almost like feeling like there's a puppeteer and you're the puppet and they're controlling the strings, especially commitments and responsibilities. It feels like someone is constantly kind of pulling at you and you're like, bro, like I gotta go do this thing for me. Like I can't always be at your beck and call. And for some of you, maybe this is a relationship. Maybe this was not to say this person was all bad or all good, or same with your family. You know, you love them. You have to. They're family, but you can love them and not like love them. You know what I mean? Family's complicated. You know, you don't choose family. You're born into it. Now, relationships, you do choose. That's very much ownership of I'm choosing to participate in this. And some of you are choosing to no longer participate because there's an unhealthy power dynamic and it feels like they are pulling the reins tight. It just feels like there's this, I'm getting sort of like a cracking of the whip, but also like a restraint. Like it's almost like you're dating a person who has a very strong Saturn. It's like there's a need to feel like they're in control, and you may be suffering because of that, but this could go vice versa for the cross watcher. So what is the outcome? But the thing is, that's coming up in your hopes and dreams. And so healing something with the King of Pentacles, so possibly an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, possibly a family, again, mother, father, probably more of like a father here, but you have some of your mother stuff going on. Could be healing something with the mother of your children, the father of your children. It could be healing something between a parent-child dynamic. Again, a boss. It's like there needs to be more balance in the relationship. So even if you do go back to an old job or an old position or an old relationship, it's almost like you have to wipe the slate clean, but also you have to initiate new rules of the game, because the way it was happening in the past, it wasn't working, it wasn't healthy, and some person was not fully being seen and able to express themselves. What is the outcome here for Aries? What is the outcome? Happiness. Good for you. Happiness in the Hanged Man. So learning to love the pause, learning to love the wait and enjoy and appreciate the delays, learning to embrace divine timing, learning to let go of your control issues, learning to just bite your lip and power through and get to the end goal, even if it means, you're miserable in the process. No, there's more of like the world is my oyster, but, I think it's equal amount of work-life balance. I think there's a very necessary message here, or a need to play, to have fun, to take a break, to take a vacation, to put your feet up and relax a little bit. I think this is learning to say no to other people in order to say yes to you. Ooh, I like that, Aries. That one hit. I like that. All right. Oh, 2 cards. Come on. You're killing me. You're killing me, Smalls. Let's see. Crow Spirit. Oh my God, I have to. We're definitely going to read that one. Crow Spirit. Co-create with Spirit. And then Fox Spirit. Think on your feet. That actually seems very Aries-like too. We'll see. We'll see how short they are. How long is my video right now? 22 minutes. Aries. Trying to keep these under 20. Never can. Okay, here we go. Crow Spirit. Are you with me? Co-create with Spirit. As you look around you, can you sense the magic that pulses through the world? Have you witnessed how every thought can become a thing? How every intention can call the universe into action as sacred laws shape what you experience? The universe works in perfect order. When you align with your thoughts, feelings, and belief with Spirit, you will want to crow with delight, feeling the excitement and wonder of being in harmony with something much larger than yourself. Crow Spirit says that you are right on target. Now you can see your dreams magically come into being in the visible world. The laws of abundance, compensation, frequency, and praise are operating in your favor now. Remember to be grateful and praise what is yours, even if it is still coalescing into form, still residing in the invisible realm of co-creation. No matter what the area of your life you're concerned with now, what you hope for is on the way, for Spirit is your co-creation partner. Love it. I actually have an Aries in my life, and the Crow Spirit is like actually very significant to him. So I'm like, that's badass that it came out. An old friend. All right, 27. Okay, Fox Spirit. Think on your feet. You always do, Aries. Be alert now, for Fox Spirit has appeared, and you are meant to move swiftly. Let this clever energy draw out your creativity as you adjust to rapidly changing circumstances with reliance, grace, and astuteness. Fox spirit helps you think on your feet, using your best judgment and wits to help you slip into a more advantageous situation. Now is not a time to hesitate, but a time for swift action of the mind, a time to think outside the box. Interesting, that's what we said over here. Think outside the box and notice that many ways in which you might make a move, aware of your surroundings and always clear on what you deserve and wish to co-create. Trust that your cleverness, guided by Fox spirit, will serve you well. Yeah, again, something about you are alluring and intriguing and wanted and desired by someone or something, some corporation, entity, person, romantic suit, or whatever, because you have that special thing that nobody else has. I don't know what that is, but it's like you should lean into that. The thing that makes you weird and different, that's exactly what they want from you. So own it. And honestly, guys, like there's such a mix here. You have like air energy and maybe like some fiery fox energy, and like you can do both. I think with, again, the Two of Swords, it's like we need to find the balance and the in-between. It's not saying everything on life has to be slow and weighted with like the flowy water energy that can trip you up. No, but you know, life happens in seasons, and so we're moving into an air energy, right, an Aquarius season. So that's a little bit more fast-paced. It's about networking, it's about connections, it's about community. We're coming off of Capricorn energy, which is painfully slow. So things are going to pick up, right? And then we're going to go into Pisces, and it's going to be a little bit more slow and a little bit more meandering, and then we're going to get to Aries, and it's going to be like go, 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 right? So I think this is about embracing sort of the natural rhythms and tides of you, of the moon, of the universe, that sort of thing, and just being in it, showing up, being present, and making the most of it. I love your outcome. This is like, you're going to be really happy, so don't sweat it, boo. Zodiac signs that want to come out in this reading for Aries. The number 17 or 27 might be significant. Look for sevens. I also see a Virgo showing up here, hermit energy. I also see a Leo, strength energy. So there's Virgo, there's Leo, boom, crushed it. I'm just kidding. That's my own ego showing, right? So sorry, Leo, Virgo, Sagittarius, you have Sag again, so we'll roll one more time. And Taurus, all right, so a lot of earthy energy coming through here. Aries, that's what I got for you. Thank you for showing up for me today. I appreciate you. You probably already know this, but I am trying to grow my channel this year. So if you're able to hit that like button, that would be amazing. If you could subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell if you want us to meet again on YouTube and know when I post videos. You know, share, leave a comment, leave an emoji, and most importantly, show up for the next time I do an Aries reading on YouTube. That would be lovely. I would appreciate that. Sending you all the best, and I will see you soon for more tarot. Bye, Aries.